Logan, are we going to do some blogging? We're going to do some blogging together. Yes? Okay, you ready for it? Okay. Right, hi everyone. In this video, it just is an idea which I've got about non-professional uses of photo storage. You're actually having a conversation with yourself, are you? Right. You're going on the shoulder. You're going on the shoulder. Here you go. Ready? Ready? Are you going to look at Daddy? Is that what it is? Right, we're going to have to start this video soon. Very good. Give it a kiss. Okay, on the shoulder, on the shoulder. Burping time. Right, okay, so as I was saying, before Logie interrupted me. Oh, get it out. Good. Oh, well done, well done. Okay, so non-professional kind of idea of storage of photos. So in other words, the other day I went for a lovely little walk, and we found this lovely canal just outside Edinburgh, which I'll show you the map to how to get to if you want to go there yourself. And lovely day, blue sky after New Year, and some like pretty photos. But in the end, they're just some pretty photos. They're not exactly ones I'm going to be printing off, putting into my albums or anything like that, or even kind of looking back and going, let's look at those photos. And I always remember, like, in my parents' house, there's a big chest of drawers which is just filled with family photos from over the years and years, and they go back decades. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, you've got to print out your photos, otherwise you'll just never see them again if you leave them on hard drives and all that kind of stuff. And I agree, yeah, I think you should definitely print out a lot of your photos, but at the same time, printing out photos, there's a potential of losing them as well. You know, if you move house, a box goes missing, or your house burns down, or, you know, there's so many potential, or like you have a leak, water rushes in and all your photos get destroyed from the water. And so there's an idea that I'm thinking, like, okay, how do we store it? So everyone says, oh, you should always have multiple backups on different hard drives and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I agree, totally. Right, my pinky. You can have my pinky. And that's fine. And at the moment, I'm currently running about 10 hard drives that I've got. You know, so I say, yeah, have multiple hard drives, which is fine if all you do is take a couple of photos once in a while and it's not a thing. But if you are a person that is really into photography and you take photos every day, or photos and videos and all that kind of stuff, and you want to keep storage and copies of it all, having multiple copies over different hard drives in different locations becomes a massive pain in the butt whenever you're having to kind of go, oh right, I've got a hard drive in my parents' house and one in my office. Now which one's from 2013 and 14? Which one's got the office photos with the digital? It just becomes, and especially with my stuff, all the hard drives I've got are all black. So it's like, if I kind of go, I need photos from when I was in Japan, which was 2009, okay, I need to find those photos. It's a total mirror trying to figure out which one they are. Somebody clicking in and out. It's it's not necessarily the easiest kind of thing. So here's where, okay, I'm getting off my idea. So photos, having them actually printed out, good idea. Having them on multiple hard drives, good idea. But both of them can be lost. And also at the same time, you don't look back through your hard drives kind of stuff. And I'm always thinking about just doing photo videos, or video photos, videos of your little walks that you do. I went for a walk with my family, and we went to this lovely canal where there's this river and this beautiful day on New Year's Day, and just another way to do, like, you document it with the photos, but I'm never going to print them out. I'm never going to put them in a chest of drawers or anywhere. And Logie's never really going to hear the stories about it. So the idea I have is that with any kind of little trips that you do like this and you take some photos, that you should do a photo video essay afterwards, and then put it onto YouTube. So then it's, you know, you'll obviously have it stored on your hard drive somewhere, but you'll also have it on the internet, which you could easily look back at. And so I do, like, just talking about, oh yeah, so Logie, on the first day of 2015, we went for a walk. It's a lovely blue sky day, and it was me, your mum, and auntie and uncles, and we were all there, and it was a lovely day, and it was very cold. And here's where it was, because I always think, whenever I look back at my old pictures, or my family pictures, I'm like, oh, when was that? Who was there? What was Dad like? And all that kind of stuff. And I always think, you know, having the memories of a couple of photos doesn't fill in the whole kind of story. So my idea is that you start doing And also the other thing is, like, if I have like the location where this is and all that kind of stuff, there's geographical changes that happen. So this river, let's say Logie says when he was 15, Daddy, where did we go for a walk when I was like 1 year old? He won't say that, but it's like, oh, look how the river has changed. Maybe the meander has changed, or that island has got bigger, or this waterfall away in the distance has got bigger, or the planes don't fly over here anymore. So you could be talking about the whole kind of history of that time and place that you're at, which is like so much more than just looking back at the couple of photos just spread in a chest of drawers in your parents' house. So that's my little idea. And also the fact is now we all do photos and videos, so there's so many things where we can doing actual videos while we're on actually at the location is a great little addition to your photo essays that you're doing of your little trip that you had on New Year's Day in a forest, talking about how that was like the Blair Witch Project kind of forest, and there's like campfires and stuff like that, and how Daddy didn't jump over the waterfall because he's afraid of that his back would break, and he'd drop his camera, so he got Uncle Simon to go over, and he went over and took this lovely picture over of the canal. So there's so much, you know, as they say, like a story can say a thousand words, or no, a photo can be 1,000 words.
You are just Mr. Chatterballs. Have my pinky.
But like an actual photo video essay could be 1 billion words. And a good little kind of historical look back at where you were, who you were, how you sounded, the things that you were doing at that kind of time. So I just wonder if any of you are already doing this, or if any of you thought, hey, yeah, you're right, I've got so many photos, but looking back at them, I'm trying to remember where I was, what I was doing, what was important about that thing, and especially with all our memories getting, you know, we're all having a shorter and shorter memory with the amount of technology and mobile phones that we're using these days or whatever. I think it'd be a nice I keep on thinking it was like documenting for my future generations of going where we were, what we did, and how we got on. And that's kind of why I do so many of my YouTube videos, is just to kind of remember where I was and what I did and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just an idea. If any of you are doing it, let me know. And if, or do you have any ideas against it, apart from the time and effort and all that kind of stuff? But okay, right, Logie's getting pretty grumpy just now. So there you go. Okay, cheers, bye bye. With this photo. So on the 2nd of January 2015, we went for our first walk of the new year. It was finally a day with some sunshine, and it wasn't too windy. It was cold, but we thought we'd go for a nice little walk. So I'd seen this place on Google Maps, and I'll show you where it is. So if we go back to the map of Scotland, it was just outside Edinburgh. There's a place called Ratho. And a little bit beyond that, there's the canal goes over the River Almond over here. And I saw this on Google Maps and I thought, hey, that might be interesting. So there's this bit here where the canal boats come along. Maybe they park, they dock in there. And I was wondering, what is the height of this kind of, I think it's called a viaduct there over the river. I thought maybe there's a chance to go for a walk somewhere, maybe along the river or something like that. But then found out there wasn't. But what we did do, we went and walked along this side of the canal, that is a dead end, then we came back, then you go under the bridge and up the other side, and along the canal, get a great view. Love, this field was beautiful with a couple of horses in it, and then we went for a wander into this kind of forest area, and there's just kind of this little extra river that comes off, and it squirts out a kind of waterfall down here somewhere, across the river from this big house over here. So this is these are the photos from this little walk that we did, and again, so the number of times that we've been there, I've never seen a canal boat actually go along it, and the height here is pretty. You're pretty high up. I was told actually somebody once tried to jump off it, so that wouldn't have ended up in a happy situation. But yeah, the 2nd of January, such low sunshine. No life in the trees or anything like that, but it might be interesting coming back in springtime for this shot. For a low sun, just how it was hitting off those fields. It was actually better when we were on our way back, because the horses, you can almost see them there, the horses' shadows were just so long, and it was cool how the shadows of the horses actually kind of fell down the movement of the hills there. So yeah, it was fairly fast flowing, and when we got to this side, we realised it was a dead end and we couldn't really see anything. I was hanging my camera over to be able to see, because there's obviously an overflow for the canal. If it gets too much water, it just squirts it out into the river Almond there. But yeah, there wasn't really an angle, even though this is my super wide angle lens, there wasn't really an angle for me to be able to see from the waterfall or the kind of spare bit all the way up there. But I thought that was kind of a cool shot. This must be, I was trying to figure out what this was when it's there. There's no sign on it. So this must be something that they raise and lower depending on how much water is in the canal, I'm guessing. But I just thought that was an interesting thing, not seen that before. So yeah, as I said, we had to go down the steps. Steps are incredibly slippy. So Kim didn't carry Logan, but Kim's sister did. So Logan, you were sleeping this whole time as we went down here. And then as we came up the other side, this is the view from the other side of the bridge. And again, you see the shadow from the bridge kind of going all the way down there. And you don't, like, from Google Maps, you don't even see the house, which is over there. But I thought it was quite cool how you see the plane taking off. You really hear the planes from this area. They really fly over quite low. But again, I think this might be a cool location for a nighttime shot, because that's looking up north. You could get a cool spiral shot of the North Star somewhere up there or something like that. There's definitely a photo opportunity, especially from down there. So then as we got to the end, you could carry along the canal, or I thought, let's go and have a look through the actual forest. And this is the look from the forest looking back out to the canal, and that's just kind of is like very, very wet ground. That's all that was showing. And then there's Kim going along there. And so when we went to the forest, it was really creepy. Totally thought it was like what do you call it? What's the horror film? Blair Witch Project. You could absolutely film something in there, and then you see the little river kind of going through as well. But it was very wet. There's lots of campfires and also beer cans as well. So it's a bit of a shame. Can I go? What is going on in here? Is this like where adults have come along, or is this where kids have tried to, have a night in the forest and drunk beer for the first time? So I can't quite tell what it is, because it's too far out of town for really anybody else. The only other thought maybe fishermen, because there was a sign saying if you want to fish here you need a permit. Uncle Simon then tried to climb a tree. He did a good job there. And then I thought, let's see, because this little river down here was obviously going down to where the waterfall was. So I thought I'd go down there. Uncle Simon, being effectively a Chamonix gazelle, happily got down that. I was a little bit more cautious and didn't go down quite so fast. But again, so yeah, it was pretty steep, pretty slippery. And you didn't really get a view of the bridge at all. That's the view of the house that we saw through the trees. And then I was just trying to hang my camera over and get shots of the actual waterfall, but it wasn't actually as spectacular as I was hoping it to be. Not somewhere where I'd be, thinking of flying my actual quadcopter or anything like that. And also the water here was weirdly coloured. There's also froth in it as well, so I don't know what that means. Whether it's, I don't think it's exactly clean water. It certainly didn't seem like it. And yeah, again. There's a little claims like, there's lots of litter and stuff in this area. I suspect that it's not necessarily intentional litter, but just on the outskirts of Edinburgh, I suspect, with all our recycling that we do and the wind that we have, that whenever there's a windy recycling pickup day, all the stuff is blown out of Edinburgh and ends up in the forests out here. So I don't necessarily think it's people actually intentionally littering. But yeah, Simon went over to the other side of the river. I told him to go over there to get a shot. And I thought that was a potential shot. And I definitely think, yeah, if you've got some serious wellies, going down there, getting a shot from there, looking at the sunrise. What was the time? I've got the time. This was only at coming up to 2 o'clock in the very start of January. So very low sunset. And there's a good kind of shot, kind of giving you an idea of the height. Well, I'm a little bit further away, obviously, going on there. So Simon took that one, and then that's just the kind of shot of the canal. I thought that I'd take 3 photos and stitch them together. And yeah, there was the shots from 2nd of January 2015.